going to the discussion I want to have with you, Rwanda rwagiye mu East Africa n'izindi institutions kugira ngo rwagura amasoko yabo. Singapore ubwo bukungu ifite ntago bwavuye muri Singapore. Yiba Singapore ingana n'u Rwanda, and by the way it has no resources, nta oil, nta gold, nta diamond, nothing. It has no resource, people, abantu wa Singapore. It's now, and this is why I'm going to be heading. Singapore has nothing at all. First of all, it's too small in Kigali. Secondly, ntago ifite ubundi bukungu, natural resources. Nta oil, nta diamond, nta gold, nothing. But it's people. So mwumva ko igihugu gitoya kidakwiye no kuba igihugu gifite economy ikubye inshuro zingahe ya East Africa ingana ni Africa by X times. So byerekana how much a country can grow its economy, not from the geographical base but from other resources, its people, abantu bayo aturumvikana. So u Rwanda rero natwagiye mu mindi twagoma marembo kugira ngo tugure economy yabo. Urebye Singapore ibyo 3.4 billion ziva hehe? Ziva mu bindi bihugu, ntabwo ziva inside. Ziva mu bindi bihugu ariko zikoresha abantu babo. So they produce and export to bigger markets. And that's why Rwanda is the main organization. Simumva ngo twagiye muri iyi niriya ariko tuba dushaka kwagura amasoko. So you can be small like Singapore and be bigger by using your natural resources abantu bawe into other regions. That's the essence, that's the objective of a country. Yes, it's bigger, of course our country is bigger than Singapore, but we are 10 billion worth. In fact, if you take, Singapore is 34 times the size of our economy. Nimwo kuvuga ngo umuntu agukugishoro 34 mu bukungu. And that's the worth of this person or of this country. So, rero u Rwanda rujya muri ibihugu byose cyangwa se muri izi byose East Africa to open up our markets. Dufunze would be poorer. Singapore did not close. Singapore is the most open country mu isi yose. It's the most open country mu isi yose. U Rwanda narwo we have opened up. Ubwo mwana ngo ni visa, arrival and everything. Ntago twicara ngo tuvuge ngo no. Hari icyo tubishakira. When you see us growing one day, it's not just to fly a flag. No, we are looking at an economy. We are tapping into other economies. But abantu baza hano, they bring in money. When you go into mice, nyango zabibabwira. Meetings, dushaka other economies kuza kugira ngo but economies bazane amafaranga yabo mu gihugu cyacu. That way we grow our economy. You understand? So in other words, integration is aimed at growing the economy, expand the economy. Kugira ngo accessing markets zabo. Of course the question is how do you expand them? Of course ni hurizo. We know what we are doing, but how do we do it? How do we do it? Nk'igihugu nkamwe abana b'u Rwanda is of course our question. Yes, we are opening up. But how do we make sure that we are another Singapore? And by the way, as you know very well, we have been trying from Singapore. In fact, part of my PhD is Singapore. It's amazing. Even bakoze without anything. But the country grew their resources. You can't imagine. Ugeze Singapore, you simply get ashamed of what Africa has done. In Singapore, at the time of independence, was poorer than the poorest country in Africa. Actually, there was Singapore, Korea, and Indios. At the independence, 1954-56, they are poorer than any African country you can name. Ariko bari organizinzi bigisha abantu babo. They put education ahead of everything. The human capital area, which we shall be talking down the road, is very, very important. You can have a small size, ariko ufite abantu bajijutse, abantu bize, abo nibwo bukungu. Number 2, nibwo bukungu buramba, sustainable. Nibwo bukungu buri sustainable. Oil irashira, diamond irashira, gold irashira. Ariko abantu bajijutse is sustainable resource. And that's why our country has gone into this business. As you grow up and as you get into this world, you have to understand the world and why the world is what it is. And of course, once you have the economy, you have the power. Yes, you have the power. America, suko is what it is because of its economic resources. Ngira ngo mwonye intambara na Russia niki. Ariko the economic base yawe ituma uba important. Singapore, nobody would know Singapore. Hari bigu tutazi by the way byinshi cyane biriya ngiyo tutazi byinshi kubi kabisa. Well, tuzi mazina ariko biri inconsequential. Very consequential because their resources, the economy is inconsequential. Now, Rwanda rero, of course, we are trying to grow economy. Let me tell you this: when I joined the government about 15 years ago, our economy was 3 billion. It has grown 3 times, and we want to grow it further to as many times as we can. But we can do this if we are in a regional setup. So that's why we have joined East Africa, kugira ngo tapping into bigger markets. Number 2, turi mu bindi bihugu COMESA. Ngira ngo mujye muyumva COMESA. What does it stand for? What does COMESA stand for? You can tell me. What is COMESA? Nindu is. Mugomba kujiruka no gufunguka. Yes, please. Common market? Yes, you are right. Common market. Hari ibihugu bingahe muri COMESA? How many countries? East Africa we are 6. COMESA turi bangahe?
I guess ni 28.
8, slightly more. Who can tell us?
23.
I want this to be interactive, otherwise to be lecture. I don't want a lecture hanga. A lecture na iba wundi mu indi setting. How many countries are in COMESA? Who can guess? 8, that's slightly more. How many?
I'm guessing there are 34 countries in COMESA.
34 wazamutseho gakeya, but a good guess.
32.
How many?
32.
32? Wazamutseho gakeya. Yes? Bingahe? 38. 28. Wazamutseho gakeya. Okay. There are 19 countries. COMESA has 19 countries. So, we're in East Africa, 6 countries. We are COMESA with 19 countries. But we are not there simply for a cup of tea or no. We are there for markets. Markets for a product made in Rwanda, markets for airline, markets for what we can export, meetings and stuff. So, is markets, of course, markets for you, labor markets for young men and women, if you are prepared for that. So, of course, we are in COMESA, and now we are in EAC. EAC in each. EAC is EACCS. What is EAC? EAC is easy. Who knows EAC? Ni bade turimo, but again for markets. What does it stand for? EAC. Mugerageze musome muzasome kabisa nta handi muzabona mcetse gusoma. Who can try? EAC. Now is EAC mwese. COMESA you tried. East Africa ngira ngo is straightforward. EAC how easy? Who can guess? Not even a guess, Mujya muyumva se nabura. Ntago murayumva. You need to read a lot, Of course, the equivalent to East Africa from Central Africa. Ni Central Africa ni common market again. Ni Francophonie. Nayo has 11 countries that are Francophone speaking. So we are members of that institution. Again, for the purpose of economy, h'igihugu cyacu. So, for now, how many countries, how many regions do we belong to? How many regions? If East Africa, how many now? Zingai. 3 members, full members. Zingai. Okay, by now you should know. turi mu East Africa, turi mu COMESA, in EAC. So we are in 3 countries. And how many regions, sorry, how many countries belong to those 3 countries? How many countries are in those regions? It's not very simple. Ninde wambwira? Mu banyeshuri beza mufate bube. Okay, we have 6 for East Africa, we have 19 for COMESA, and we have 11. So when is zingahe? 11, 19 is that already 36, Okay. East Africa ni 6, EAC ni 11, COMESA ni 19. 36 years. So that's a market we are looking into. That's a market as a country we are looking into or tapping into. Now, ariko noneho ngira ngo muzi ko Rwanda has signed for African Continental Free Trade Area. Mujya muyumva? African Intercontinental Free Trade Area. Mujya muyumva? Ntabwo murayumva? Hari byinshi byo kwiga. African Continental Free Trade Area. Ifite ibihugu bingahe? Okay, Africa has 54 countries. Not all of them have signed for that market. Means a continental body, a free trade area. Now, free trade area means everything. It means movement of goods and services, movement of people, movement of capital. Ni isoko ryaguye dafite imipaka. And that's why I want us to narrow to understand why we are in these institutions. And so, East Africa rero tujya kuyijyamo nk'igihugu, of course twari dufite byinshi twayishagamo nkuko nababwiye, ariko icyambere gikomeye cyane ni isoko, kwagura amasoko yacu kugira ngo duhahiremo n'abaduhahiremo. Ariko noneho harimo izindi nyungu zikomeye cyane. Iyo ugiye muri izi regions bakuvanaho imisoro, they remove the taxes. Bivuze yuko ibintu biva muri Kenya, mu Bugande na yose become tax free, nka duty free. Umunyarwanda byungukiramo. Before, if an item nka telephone was X, yuri mu duty free iba X minus that duty. Iba yabanyeho duty, meaning it's cheaper for our people. Now, natwe to exporting ayo tax free, we can export more muri ibyo bihugu. Kuko tuba dufite imisoro ingana. So then this leads us now to customs union. So customs union cyane mu East Africa is very, very important. Muyumve neza. Customs union ukuvuga yuko dufite imisoro imwe, telefone X mu Rwanda, telefone Y mu Bugande has the same tax rate. Imyenda X mu Rwanda, imyenda Y mu Bugande hose ifite the same tax rate. That's the first advantage. So abanyarwanda bungukiramo imisoro iri hasi yo tugiye muri market. Number 2, yo exportinzemo n'imisoro y'ibintu byawe, it's the same. Ahanga no competition iba fair. There is a fair competition. Iyo mudafite common market, bagenda bashyira imisoro ituma abantu batinja muri iyo soko. Ariko iyo muyirimo ivamo, ivuyemo, it becomes fair for everybody. Turumvikana. So that's why we join these institutions, to have bigger market and fair markets. Nimushobora kwiyumvisha ibihugu bitandatu, before they were a region, every country had its own taxes. Every country has its own customer duties. Ku buryo kwinjiramo, it was simply impossible. And number 3, kuva mu gihugu kimwe ujya mu kindi byashaka visa. Now, when you're in these regions, there is freedom of movement of 3 factors. First of all, people, abantu bagenda badasabye visa. 2, capital, amafaranga yabo, you can invest in Uganda, in Kenya, in Tanzania. 3, movement of goods, ibiribwa, ibinyobwa, movement of services, airlines and stuff, is moving freely. In other words, from Rwanda, which is a small country by size, not by the economy, becomes bigger by joining these markets. Turumvikana. So, if had not joined them, would still be Rwanda. And I began by Singapore to give an example of what our country is doing. Singapore, 340 billion economy, size of Kigali, I mean, and I think I've gone through that stuff shortly. Byerekana how much benefit from these regions once we are members. Ariko ngo natangiye mbabwira, it's not being in those institutions. It's what we do when we are there. That's important. Ushobora kubibamo and there are many countries babirimo bakaba consumers aho kugira ngo no be exporting muri izo region. The first Rwanda has made headways kugira ngo twungukiremo. Rwanda goes to all those countries. Nta kibazo, we export to them, made in Rwanda goes to them. Baza hano tujiwabo bitagoye. So Rwanda benefits in that way. Now of course, izindi nyungu dufitemo n'uburezi, education. You can live Kigali, ukajya mu Kenya, ukajya mu Uganda, ukiga the same rates nk'iz'Abagande, nk'iz'Abanyakenya. Before, they would charge you international rates. That's important. Number 2, health, kwivuza. Baza hano twajiwabo at the same rates without an impediment. Number 4, and again, very important, mu byo kwivuza n'indwara n'iki, hari indwara ziba regional. Ngira ngo COVID twambare akapfukamunwa is now the global. Hariko iba regional. Iba better muri kumwe kugira ngo managing izo ndwara. So that again becomes an important element yo kuba muri izi regional bodies. Now, of course, nk'u Rwanda nk'igihugu dufitemo izindi nyungu zinakomeye cyane. Dufite umuco wacu. Dufite nk'Abanyarwanda. Of course, izo nyungu z'ubudasa bwacu turazi exportinga. Turazi exportinga. Ntabwo ushobora kuziha agaciro, you cannot put a value on it. It becomes an intangible asset. Mujya kumva abantu baje gusura u Rwanda, baje kureba ibyo dukora, kureba isuku. Nari mu gihugu nari ndimo last week singiye kukibugira hano. Ariko ngo wambaye ikirezi ntamenye ko cyeze. You see, isuku tugira ugiye ahandi you simply get sick, totally sick. Ariko n'ubudasa bwacu nk'Abanyarwanda, n'umuco wacu wo kugira isuku. Ariko abandi bo baza kubigira an example. Number 2, governance yacu. Ukuntu dufite twisuganya nk'Abanyarwanda tukabda decisions. And here it's very, very important. Hari abantu who are taking things for granted. Reka mabwire. Igihugu is as good as governance. Is as good as governance. Hari ubwo tuza twicara mu mutekano ntago bikora. Ntago byikora. Umuntu akagenda bukake bukira ntago ufikozeho ntago byikora. Ni ukuvuga ko harimo governance. Harimo ubutegetsi ubuyobozi niko nabwita. Rero u Rwanda tugira Imana sinzi ko hari ubwo tubiteka for granted. Ariko bibona ari kugiye ahandi. Ugiye mu kavuyo k'abandi. Abantu bapfa ubusa bakwitirwa ubusa bafatirwa ubusa, you know that very well. So tugira Imana rero, of course tukagira ubuyobozi bwiza. His Excellency has done a very good job, more than in fact urebye na Singapore navuze ntangira, their leader, the first leader, turned around the economy. Turned around the economy from what it was poor economy to what is in lean war. He's still a hero for Singapore. Now His Excellency now has done what that hero has done for Singapore. So ubuyobozi don't take it for granted. It's very important. Actually bimenya ruko ubonye hane kubimeze. I mean, you just cannot believe it. So no gushima. So ariko force ubuyobozi bureba kure. Kandi bureba kure, burebera Abanyarwanda kure. When open into these regions, ntabwo ari His Excellency the President, ntabwo ari Nshuti, no. N'ubwo Abanyarwanda twese. Can we go into these markets? What do we get from these markets? Turavana iki? And that's very important. So ariko ubwo buyobozi nabwo bugafasha muri these institutions. Tweza abana benshi b'Abanyarwanda gukorayo. Kandi tugiye kubohereza twabwira indagaciro zacu nk'Abanyarwanda. Aho mugiye mujyane indagaciro kugera umunyarwandakazi. And that's a constant. Nkuko namwe muri ubuzima bwanyu mutangiye bwa Nyampinga. And for me, Nyampinga is one side of you as a person. Njangana sometimes n'abayobozi banyu, and I was very impressed uko umuyobozi wanyu yabwiye kuba beauty with the brains. Beauty with the brains. Ariko for me, noneho this time reka mujye nk'umwarimu wigishije henshi byinshi, it's what is in the brains. It's what you do with your brains. It's not simply saying, yes, I'm beautiful and have the brains apana. It's what you do with the brains that matter a lot. Ushaka kuvuga, yes, I'm beautiful, I have the brain. It doesn't end there. No. It goes to what you do with the brains. For you, for your country, for your families. Abongezo wajya kureba kavuga ati, wimbwira ngo uzubwenge, nyereke icyo ukoresheje. Nyereke icyo ukoresheje, nzabona ubwenge bwawe. Kuvuga ngo nzubwenge, that's hypothetical. It's a theory. Ariko ubwenge ubona mu bikorwa. Ubona mu bikorwa s'amagambo. So, as of course you walk this journey, now and of course hereafter, nukuvuga ngo iyo wavuze ngo you are beauty with the brains. Hold on. Beauty nangwa is a function of time. Brain is a constant. It goes with you as long as you can go. So what you do with your brain, nkuko nabwiye, kwiyubaka, kuba umuntu mwiza, muzima, kutaba short sighted, kutaba short termism. Cyane muri iyi myaka uroba Sabine at this age, mukunze kuba short term, mureba hafi cyane. Ubwenge bwo kureba hafi ntaho bageza as a people, as a country, ntaho tugeza n'ukureba kure ndajya hehe. Ngira ngo ni cyumwe buzanya buzabwira nka when we said let's give you scholarships. For me it was not scholarship for this COVID. Nukuvuga ngo reka uyu muntu tumwigishe, tumuhe ubwenge afunguke, azibesheho mu gihe kirekire kirambye. In other words, so kuvuga ngo it's not like I give you fish, I teach you how to fish. I want to give you fish. Mwa isamaki umunsi ejo agaruka. Ariko nkwigishe kuroba, nkwigishe neza. So your long term is kuvuga ngo nuza kakubeshya tika ngo he byose uyu munsi ariko yabakubeshya. Mbwiye utari ko ngiye ko uyu munsi ntibituma nanjye mbyishakira. That way ureba kuri. Naho uvuze uti just give me fish, that's you can eat today, tomorrow it's gone. You must know how to fish. And so tugiye muri region rero nk'abanyarwanda, we go there to fish, gushaka ibyo twatwarayo, gushaka ibyo twavanayo byubaka igihugu cyacu. Now of course ikindi nabwira nuko muri ibi bihugu duba dufite ingamba nyinshi as grow the economy, turashaka kuzashyira ifaranga rimwe, East African currency. Ntabwo turemeza uko twaryita, muzi nka European Union bafite euro, America bafite dollar n'abandi. Ifaranga rimwe is part of a journey to integration. Of course ituma tudavunja mu Manyarwanda, Amagande, blah blah mnabizi. So we are heading for that. Number 2, turashaka government imwe. Of course akona ine journey. N'urugendo kuvuga ngo can have East African government like you have European government. Bifite abihera. Ariko nabyo ni process. Bifite na benchmark, ariko ifaranga rimwe risaba iki? Rifite ibintu byinshi kugira ngo rijyemo mwese, harimo ibigomba kwa birimo kugira ngo kimwe ifaranga rimwe. Na political integration kugira president umwe nabyo bisaba urugendo. So it's a journey that we are moving, ariko it's part of a plan as East African community kugira ngo tsagire ifaranga rimwe. Nkuko nabwiye rero inshuro nyinshi u Rwanda rufite inyungu mu kuba muri East African community. Wenda hari icyo ntabwiye, before again the community hari ibyo twita either tariff barriers or non-tariff barriers. Tariff barriers ni imbogamizi zitewe n'imisoro nazivuzeho zavuyeho, ariko hari izindi twita non-tariff barriers zitari imisoro nk'iki za barrier, road blocks, way bridges. Before again the community kuva hano ujya Dar es Salaam byatwaraga 30 days. High road blocks, way bridges, abapolisi mu nzira byose bivaho iyo mwagiye mu isoko rimwe. bitwara nabura 3 days from Dar es Salaam and 4 days from Mombasa. Murumva rero how much we have gained nk'igihugu kwa muri community. Byatwara 30 days ukagenda 20 kilometers bakugwarika bakagutugisha. Ubu byose byavuye complete. So those are non-tariff barriers. Of course COVID had been an tariff barrier ariko nayo hari ingamba abantu bafashe kugira ngo bazibaneho. Sasa hari ibindi bintu rero dukorana mu regional setting. For example, dufite ibikorwa remezo, dufite electricity generation. Rusumo dufite 80 megawatts electricity duhuriyeho n'abarundi n'abatanzania. When we are together, financiers, ADB, World Bank, blah blah blah, they are much easier convinced to come on board than if you go in alone. When you are going for a bigger project, these financiers are comfortable yo muri hamwe than if you are alone. So ikindi of course dushaka, which I think you know very well, turashaka na railway system. Railway ivana ibintu Dar es Salaam, Isaka, Kigali. Ariko tubikora mu regional settings, mu community. And it is easier to finance kuvuga ngo reka duha abanyarwanda n'abatanzania amafaranga aho guha u Rwanda rwonyine. When you are in a setting, it becomes easier gukorana. Ikindi kintu nabwira muri community like others, we have one border stop center. Ngira ngo some of you know that one border stop center ni bivuze iki. Ubundi bihugu mbere byajya customs iwabo ni wacu, nk'Uganda, Rwanda twagiye wacu. One stop center mugira imwe ba immigration bahuriraho, customs bahuriraho, noneho bakagukiriringa aho kuvambuka n'ibintu ukamukajya handi bakunyukambuka uca hamwe bagakuririringa ukamugakomeza. So one border stop center rero has been a hallmark of this regional integration. Iki nabwira kidufasha kujya muri izi regional settings ni ibintu bya innovation duhuriyeho. Innovation makes more sense even mu regional setting. Tubye for example dufite umwana w'umunyarwanda ufite a good idea, becomes more viable ibaye regional. Mukavuga okay, navumbuye X, can we make it a regional innovation? Can we say to Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania? The market is bigger than if the innovation was set up in Rwanda. Kandi we are in the world of innovation and it's a big business muri iki gihe. Ni ikindi rero ngira ngo twakwishimira nk'abanyarwanda kuba turi muri bihugu. Ikindi kintu nababwira tujyana muri ibintu ni ibintu dufata position nka East Africa. Iyo hari ikibazo dufata position nka 6 countries ngo tuzashyigikira aba cyangwa se tuzakora iki. You are stronger yo muri kumwe than if you wait alone. Yo mu Rwanda ariko tuvuze ngo ni position ya East Africa, it's much more stronger than if for the position y'igihugu kimwe. Barakumva twa blocking anybody akabwira iki gihugu ntikizingira hangaha nubwo karangira. Ikinyana nazumabwira ni one visa for tourists. So for 3 countries, Rwanda, Tanzania na Uganda, dufite one visa, meaning yuko umutourist uje mu Rwanda ajya mu Uganda akajya mu ntandi visa ashaka. Uko sinababwiye ko mwe nk'Abanyarwanda you can go to any country nta visa mukeneye, acujyana indangamuntu yawe nta na passport ukeneye hamwe n'impapuro z'umunyeshuri turaze weme kuzijyana crossing a border. That's also an advantage that we gain from these regional settings. Ikindi kintu ngira ngo yena nababwira ni ikintu cya telefone, ibintu bya roaming. Sinzi ko mutembera cyane, some of us who travel iyo mugiye mu gihugu roaming iri hejuru cyane, bahenda uza amafaranga rwose yagushizeho. So mu East Africa rero twemeye ko tugira one roaming rate. Iyo telefone mu Uganda n'uga telefone hano hari rate twumvikanyeho bidahenda abanyarwanda n'abagande n'abanyakenya. So that's also a benefit that we have been able to get from this regional setting. Ikindi nababwira, of course as we develop as countries tugenda tugira hubs. Ibintu bya hubs murazizi, What's a hub? I don't want to be a lecturer. What's a hub? There is a hub and spoke. What is? There is a hub and there is also a spoke. So, yes, please.
If I'll try to use my own words, I would say a hub is a place where you try to develop a certain idea or a certain mentality for someone. There are hubs in Rwanda maybe for startups that help a startup to become a business. And Spoke, I'm not sure. Thank you.
Yes, so as she said, there is also, as she was saying, there is also, I think it's a company called Norsec in Kiyovu, and where they connect different people with the same ideas. So I would say that a hub is a connection of I would say people with the same vision to build something that is strong.
And of course, as you know very well, we are developing an airport hakurya hangaha, not far from here, which we plan to be a hub. Bivuze yuko ibindi bihugu byo muri Afrika bizaba spokes bifeedingamo abantu. Of course, abantu baza mu Rwanda, it's not cost free. They don't come for a cup of tea. They spend their money. Nicyo natangiye mbabwira, that's how Singapore developed. Singapore is a hub mu Asia, is a financial hub. Rwanda, we are putting up a financial center. Murabizi cyane babibabwira. We are putting up a financial hub mu Rwanda. Bivuze yuko abanyafrika n'abandi, they can bring their money mu gihugu cyacu. Singapore twavuze ko ifite 340 billion. If you look at how much they keep for other people, there are more trillions of dollars as a financial center. Igihugu kingana ne Kigali yonyine dipiking economies z'ibindi bihugu amafaranga menshi gashobora kubara. Ni financial hub. Ni financial hub, ni transport hub, it's also petroleum hub. I mean, once you become a hub, then you become a center of everybody. Bazana amafaranga yabo aho ngaho bakabikango cyangwa se gucuruzanya nawe, and the country grows through that. So iyo muri community rero, you can choose to be a hub muka developing. Now, then the second part yang masanya nashira. Second part ikiganiro rero, what is your role? Uruhare rwanyu muri regional setting in it, and this is very important for you. Now, of course, nkuko nahoze mbabwira, it's not just beauty and blends, it's what is in those blends, of course, and the beauty. And the first role yanyu ni uguserukira u Rwanda muri ibyo bihugu, kuruserukira cyangwa se to promote our country muri ibyo bihugu. Of course, promotion is diverse. Hari promotion mu beauty context, hari promotion mu some of you will be ambassadors, brand ambassador or whatever, ariko muga promoting igihugu cyanyu, igihugu cyacu. So that's why important role tubatezeho kandi twifuza ko mwashyimye nk'abanyarwandakazi banyampinga. Icya kabiri ni uguteza umuco imbere muri ibyo bihugu n'indangagaciro z'abanyarwanda muri ibyo bihugu. Where you go, you have to be yourselves. Tugomba kuba abo turi bo, ntitube bariye nta nubwo twanababa. Bari bafite ukuntu bameze, ukuntu bateye, ni imico yabo, ariko dufite indangagaciro zacu, umuco wacu. Mwere nk'abanyarwandakazi banyampinga, what to expect you as a government and a people ni promotion of values. Promotion of values. Reka mbabwire, you can have everything in this world. When you don't have values, you are nothing, absolutely nothing. Udafite indangagaciro, uri nta muntu ukurimo kabisa. Indangagaciro nzi tugira abantu, ibindi si amasuti, si imyenda myiza, izo ni frame dushyiraho. Bwaba umuntu bwawe, za ndangagaciro za values zawe. Ngira ngo Nyarwanda baca umugani ngo ntihaba ubuvuke haba uburere. Ntihabaho ubuvuke haba uburere. Nshobora kuba mayibobo nambaye amasuti, birashoboka. Uburere, izo ndangagaciro rero, the values, ni uburere igihugu kiduha, ni uburere ubwo buri constant ngo bukugira umuntu yubuze utari umuntu buri you can call anything you will be. So izo ndangagaciro zacu wherever you go whatever you will be turifuza ko muzipromotinga kandi zikaba values to be exported. Ikindi ni uko abavugizi no kwamamaza ubwiza bw'u Rwanda. So kuvugira u Rwanda no kurwamamaza. Let's not take it for granted. Harimo ibihugu byiza by the way, ariko bwiza nkuko namwe muri mu competition ubumenya uko buvuzwe. Dufite ubwiza bwinshi cyane ariko dushaka aho promoting. Abonyiza bacu mugani ngo you have to blow your own trumpet. You have to make tell people who you are. Kuko ubwo bwiza nabwo is business. Dufite ibiza byinshi mu Rwanda rwacu ariko ntaho bizi. Harimo abantu bafite ibiza byinshi batavuga ntagiye numenya ko biminabaho. Nka Singapore mu marketing they are incredible. Uriya amafaranga washyira no mu yaraini yawo. Oh my God. Some of us have been there. It's the real of a market. Namwe rero tubatezeho akwamaza ubwiza bw'u Rwanda nibituranga nk'igihugu cyacu. Ikindi ni uguteza imbere made in Rwanda and visit Rwanda. Ngira ngo mujya mubona government yese amafaranga mu ASNR n'izindi zafana ariko ira ni business. We are trying to promote the country image. Dushaka aba tourists n'abandi investors baza mu gihugu cyacu. Abantu bazana amafaranga mu gihugu cyacu, they make us richer. Let me give you a simple example. Iyo umutuarist umwe aje mu Rwanda, just one, say agaspendinga $1,000. $1,000 buri munyarwanda agenda avanaho makeya. Hari umutaximan umubanye ku airport abantu X. Aho aryamye mu hoteli, iyo hoteli iramuhahira mama cyangwa se dadi uhinga ibitoki n'ibijumba akabonaho. Bari abakozi bakabonaho. Mafaranga agaseseka mu gihugu cyose. Everybody gains by that one person. So when we say visit Rwanda, twese tubyungukiraho nk'abanyarwanda. It's not a government benefit, no, it's a national benefit. Umuntu uje hano tumubonamo byinshi, aduha byinshi asiga mu gihugu cyacu. So you need to promote that. Number factually ni ukora imishinga itandukanye yaba mu regional setup. Nabonye imishinga myinshi mwakoze murimo ariko mushake imishinga ya mu regional setup. Ushobora kutagiza mu Rwanda. The other day I was meeting one young lady, Miss France, Rwanda. So imishinga utangira mu gihugu cyacu ukaba exportinga mu region uko ufite regional market. Tukabwira ko ntangiye mu Rwanda nk'iwacu. Can I promote this project mu region? Icyo gihe you benefit as a person but you benefit our country. So no kuvuga ngo umushinga wanjye ntangiye. Can it have a regional dimension? The moment has a regional dimension, twese nk'abanyarwanda benefit from that. So imishinga yanyu rero no gutekereza neza mukareba ko ya benefiting igihugu cyacu ariko of course later of course one you and most importantly abanyarwanda n'ibyacu. Now ndashaka gusoza ariko ntarasoza ngira ngo umuyobozi wanyu yabwiye ko we are promoters. I'm not going to advertise you university Kigali ngaha. So our university of course nkuko yabwiye most of you will be able to study with us. It's a university that we set up to give you the best. Ariko nkuko nabwiye at one point ngewe interest nabishakise kugira ngo mujyeyo. It's a long term vision of you. Aho muzaba after this exercise. We should not end in the boot camp or finals. Nyuma yaho there is more you, but more you who. Rwose utize you are nothing. Reka mbabwire hanga kandi mbabwire nk'umuntu wize utize waburi nothing. You can be Miss Rwanda, Miss World. Utize for me you are nothing. Why? You are getting fish but you don't know how to fish. You are getting fish but you have not learned how to fish. Wari hafi ntabwo ari by'ukuri. So idea kuvuga ngo mwige no kuvuga ngo yes beauty ariko za brains developing nazo zigira na knowledge iri beyond simply the beauty. The brain has to be fed, has to get a lot of knowledge it need developing. Number 2, ibafasha igafasha n'igihu cyacu. So as of course go this route, this has to be a strategy yo kuvuga ngo yes muri beza nibyo ariko mwabeza izo brains muzi developinze kubyo zibateza imbere nk'abanyarwandakazi na family zanyu ariko cyane cyane igihugu cyacu. Icyo gihe muzaba muri beza pe. Nyuma beza just mukarikira hangaha ubo bwiza ngira ngo sinzi ko harabwishimira. So murakoze muzatsinde mugira amahoro y'Imana. Gufishinga ntago byorohana. It's a tough job. Ariko of course when you get the benefits birakorohera. What am I saying? Kuba turi batoya twiga bachelors, masters, PhD ntabwo ari inzira yoroshye. Ntiyoroha pe. Sinabwira ko naciye mu buzima bworoshye no. Ariko nk'umunyarwanda nabwira isi cyoroshye ni iki? Icyoroshye ni ukutiga se. Ngira ngo abonye bavuga ngo if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Iyo ugira ngo kumenya birahenda, gerageza kutamenya. Ignorance, ubujiji buhenda kurushaho, buzana n'ubukene buri sustainable by the way, ko ubukene nabwo buba sustainable. Ukabugira ukaburaga abana batabifitemo n'uhari, unfortunately yes, ahubwo tujyana n'abana tukabanduza ubukene bwaterwa twiteye uko nta muntu wize nubwo utagira bya mirenge ubaho nabi ntibibaho kitwarize nabi. So rero it's very important yuko mu understanding. Ariko ahanga nyine naje kwabugisha in a different form, ariko I am tough and rough, I'm telling you. Yes, that one kind of have no approaches. Kuko kurera nta ugiye kurera ujendetse nta umwana ntavamo. Ariko suko mbashaka kubaza umuntu muri imyaka yanyu hari byinshi bashuka, unfortunately. And I can tell you if I look back even for myself, twatanye university batatu twari mu bintu bikomeye cyane, unfortunately abandi bagiye bashukika bakata umurongo, and one of them was a girl. You see, mujye mureba kure, mujye mure kure rwose, mbagira inama mujye muzakora byose murebe kure, don't be short termism. Ibintu bya hafi bishyushye bishyirira aho ngaho, ukaba sacrifice imbere hawe for short term gains. Education ni ikintu cyonyine kibaho ubuzima ushobora kuba wajya mu burebure. Ngo niyo nka idakama itare mean we naburi uri equipped for the rest of your life. Nuko kuba byute ega some of us also were hands some at our time, ariko birashira you accept the fate of the cycle. Ariko education niyo nishiri constant. Namba tu wiraga n'abana bawe, ega no umwana byara kubaza ariko se mama wiziki utarize actually nawe uramwica ntago yiga, ni wose utarize nzinzingane kandi ubwo bikaba birangiye the whole cycle, the whole family push. Number 3 and very important, nabuge Singapore bari abantu biga pe and they can show for it 340 billion. Ntabwo yavuye mu bwenge bwabo, nicyo nabwiraga so ubwenge ni kiri mu bwenge. Wabutse Singapore n'abahanga pe, yes of course they can show for it. N'abahanga bafite ibintu. Namwe rero rwose mujye hariya, ngira ngo nahoze mvuga n'abazi banyu nti there are some, not very many, we are not happy. And I'm telling you why we are not happy. Personally, I'm not happy actually. Kuba nyampinga ni byiza, ariko ntibizaguhindura utari we. Don't change, don't be taken up by the emotions, by the horrible. Kuri imyaka ari gushuka nta gitanga, nanjye am not zero, I'm not absolutely not. Ugiye kugira ngo ni gitangaza akaba kakubayeho, you have fallen mwobo uzakuzonga. So bigitangaza mu bikorwa byawe nabyo bamugani wa perezida bakurata kwirata. Ikibi rero some young women, not very many, bajyamo bakagira ngo they are bigger, better than no, you are not, absolutely not. Twereke ibikorwa byawe bizaranga bwa bwiza bwawe nk'umunyarwandakazi. Ariko yo kujyamo and be full of yourself. When you are full of yourself, you are finished, absolutely finished. Yes, of course agize mandiga, ariko hari byinshi ndiga buri munsi. Ariko bishaka kwicisha bugufiya, that humility yo kuvuga ngo yes ni nyampinga ariko rema n'abanduta. Yes, n'abandusha n'ubwenge by the way bari barari. Najye ugaca bugufi kugira ngo ube open minded, ntufunge. Igitangaza cyiki ntacyo. Ariko for us igize hariya umunyeshuri nk'abandi first and foremost. Aho rwose nutabishaka muzagende mu gihandi, I have no problem with that. I'll be saving that money. Ariko nujya hariya umunyeshuri nk'abandi ca bugufi. Be kubona urita yari nyampinga nawe ukamera amababa se yiki. Nta mababa amakomeye cyane nakujyana kure. Aza kujyana kure. Ayo ngayo bishyiramo psychologically n'amaranga mutima ntago ari amababa. Rwose twumvikane mugiye mufite gahunda yo kuba better. To be somebody, not anybody. To be somebody kandi ntago tubivana hangaha mu nyampinga. Nsumubwiza ko nabwiye. No. Tuyumvana mu bukorwa byawe uzavana mu menyi babonye mu mashuri bizamo. So njya ngo rwose mbabwire iryo jambo before you ask me questions. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you. So my question is, I believe for a country to attain or increase its GDP, it needs to do a lot of things, including increasing its bank rates. My question is there any estimated bank rates as of 2022? And what can we do as the youth to increase those bank rates? Thank you.
Murakoze. Amazina yanjye ni Musilinda. Njyewe ntabwo ari ikibazo, it's a request. Tugarutse ku bintu byo gupromotinga Visit Rwanda, request yanjye usanga urubyiruko rwinshi tutazi ibintu nyaburanga dufite mu Rwanda. Kuba tubizi mu mazina turabizi, ariko usanga nta discount ibaho ku benegihugu ndetse n'abanyamahanga. Nk'uko kuri parliament ejo batubwiye hari discount y'abanyeshuri n'abanyamahanga, and usanga urubyiruko ni twebwe abantu benshi duhura n'abanyamahanga kuko ama university twigamo usanga turi kumwe nabo. So ni twebwe ndakeka ari twe twagira uruhare mu gukundisha abanyamahanga ibyo aho hantu nyaburanga dufite. So nifuzaga ko hamwe na hamwe mwagenda mushyiraho discount ku banyeshuri ndetse no ku benegihugu. Murakoze.
Thank you very much. So what does it take or what does it require for a country to join a regional integration?
Murakoze. Mbere na mbere mbanje kugushima kubwo impanuro duhaye n'inama tugiriye. Ikibazo mfite kigira giti, muri iyi minsi ushobora gusanga ukuntu urubyiruko rubayeho, usanga nyine tuba dufite ubushake bwo gukora no kwiteza imbere, ariko ugasanga biracyagoranye kuko wenda ubu ngubu abenshi bakunda gukoresha ijambo ngo bisaba amakonegisiyo, bigasaba ko bisaba konegisiyo kugira ngo witeze imbere. Ego ugasanga biracyagoranye kandi ubwo bushake tubufite bwo kugera kure, ariko hakaba ikibazo cyo kugira wenda cyo kubura konegisiyo. Ni nk'iyihe nama watugira nk'abanyampinga?
Thank you. As we noticed, Yuko in Singapore, one of the key factors that like they boosted up their economy is because of education, mainly because of education. So here in Rwanda, because I would say the education system mainly in rural areas, you find that because of lack of strong infrastructure, let's say technology, the internet, these kids in rural areas don't have that strong education system. So what can we do to boost that and also get to that level that Singapore is on? Thank you.
Okay, first of all, ikibazo cya mbere GDP, banks and that. Ngira ngo GDP yo ni no kwigorowinga n'iki ne process ntabwo ari event. It has taken Singapore 50 years to be where it is. Ariko ne process ifite strategy. Nkuko nahoze mbabwira namwe mu buzima bwanyu, you must have a plan of life. Rwose mbabwira hakiri kare, you must have a plan of life. You are now 22, 21, 20 whatever. Mwari muzi yuko cycle yanyu yo gucya cyangwa kumera neza is up to 45 years. Research yerekanye yuko if 45 years of age ntacyo urageraho, you are done. You are done. Bivuze yuko if you are 22 now, you have only 23 years to go there. Muri izo 23 years mugomba kwiga for sure, kizabafasha, mugomba kwiyubaka. So bivuze yuko si igihe kirekire cyangwa mubyibwira. By 45 years you should be where you want to be. Plan yawe rero kuva ngubu kujya muri 45 years must be very clear. Between age X and age Y, I should be here. I'm sure between age Z to here, I should be here. Of course, mwashaka mutashaka, it's up to you. Ubwo iyo plan ikaba personal mukayigira. Now, n'igihugu rero kigira plan. We have a plan as a country to move from where we are to reach where we want to be. Of course, muri iyo plan habamo imbogamizi nyinshi. Don't look at constraints. If you look at constraints, you are done. Zikaba constraints. Look at solutions to your constraints. Very, very important. Ntimugacire intege mu buzima, try to look for solution to constraints, but keep on your plan. So, dufite rero tubuntuza rero strategies zituma dushobora kuza developinga a big economy mu gihe gito cyane. Ariko of course ngo nabwiye, we are also running from Singapore many times. Most of us have been there. Njya nayikozeho na research yerekana ukuntu growings. Nta kindi bakoze uretse kwigisha abantu babo. In fact, mu 1950s bafashe ubwuko rwabo. Ntabwo bafite amashuri, like of course we didn't have. Barwoheza mu mahanga, UK, US. Naniga nahuriraga n'abandi uva Singapore. Bashagira ngo building capacity y'abantu babo. Ukora bafite infrastructure mu gihugu cyabo cyo kubaka abantu babo. When they came back, those people were the resources. Nibo abyara umusaruro. Resources in terms of ideas, driving the ideas and stuff. So, natwe nk'igihugu dufite izo plans to be where we want to be, and we shall be there, by the way. Of course, twese hamwe ntabwo ari ibya government. Nk'abanyarwanda, we need to be part of those plans. The good thing is, igihugu cyacu, we share with Rwandese. You co-own uko ni ibyacu nk'abanyarwanda. Ntabwo ari ibya His Excellency. No. Ni ibyacu nk'abanyarwanda. So we share with you our plans, and of course, that's why I'm here, by the way. If it wasn't for that, I would not be here. Umuntu afite akenshi kandi akora. Okay, abanyeshuri discounts, a good idea. Ngira ngo dufite byinshi mukwiriye kumenya no gusura, ndetse wenda bakabana discounts. I don't think we have that type of money to spend on some of those luxuries. Ariko ni ikintu mwazasaba cyane Minisitiri wa Youth naza muzakimusabe bari ukuntu twaborohereza. Hari ubwo treatinga nk'abantu bakoze basiro yanga ntabwo murakora, you don't have that type of money, ni process. Ariko abantu bafasha kugira ngo umenye n'ukuntu muvuga igihugu cyacu. What does it take to join regional bodies? Yes. Before you join regional bodies, hari condition waguha. Let me give an example. DRC Congo is joining us sometime mu kwa kane, tuzabemerera. Ariko harimo conditions zigomba kuwujuje. Harimo democracy, harimo rule of law, security, byinshi cyane. No kuba open market, open economy. I think you know by now, open economy and a closed economy. Economy must be open, meaning you can trade and they trade with you. Ntufunge. Yo conditions ziri fulfill rero bazireba 1 2 3 4 5 basanga ari ahantu taruzuza, genda manzi uzuze before you open for you. Once you fulfill them, then you become a member of that regional integration. Now, connections. Yes, mufite ubushake nibyo murashaka connection. Let me give you some advice. Muri ubuzima, don't go alone. N'urugendo, don't go alone. Never go alone. Look for mentors. Look for icyo nakwita flag bearers bawe. Shaka umuntu ureberaho unamusabira kubera mentoring. Twese nanjye hari mentors at my time. Yes, navukiye when I had a chat and time to talk to my students. Nje navukiye mu nka mu bantu abashumanye nanjye ndagira, ariko nanze kuba inka, nanze kuba mu buzima. No, I just if you said no, I'm not going to be part of that. Yes, it was a fate ko niho navukiye, it's not a choice. Ariko you can make a choice not to be that. Now, so uko ugenda wiga uzamuka ugashaka mentor uzagufasha. You mentor, by the way, n'ubwana connections. Most likely your mentor afite connections ze yagiye developinga mu rugendo wabwiye rwa 45 ugenda uzibona ukazikomeraho zikagufasha zikakwereka aho udashobora kugera zikakugeza. So look for mentors babungure ibitekerezo babwira uko umubaho n'ukuntu mwitwara. Of course your parents have done their job, they are still doing it, ariko I can assure you need another parent ubatwara mu rugendo ubereka uko ibintu bigenda hano ahangazi kubigenda. Abo ngabo ni baguha networks. Ntuzavuge ngo ko navukiye hehe kwa kanaka I'm done. Don't go into that mindset. If you go into that mindset, some of us are not born in the names you can mention here. No. Ariko you should be that name. Yutavukanye weho, yes. Kutayivukana si kibazo. Kutayigira nicyo kibazo for me. Kuba twaravukiye ahantu horoheje which all of us did, ntabwo icyo kibazo. Ikibazo ni ugukura ukaba nk'uko wenda unfortunately wabutse hatandatu byinshi. Icyo nicyo kimufite sasa rero, and you have to change that. So get mentorship, mushake abantu ladies or whichever bazima nabo, of course barema interest zawe kandi mabwiza kuri ndashaka kuba somebody. Yes, I'm young, beautiful and educated, but that's not enough. Can I be mentored? Mwambwira urugendo uko rumera. Uru rugendo rw'ubuzima rurakomeye cyane, rurimo amashyamba, rurimo imisozi, imiyaga, many things. But when you get a mentor, aha ngaha wigenda. Yes, ndibuka rwose my mentor nkiba muri Kenya n'Uburayi told me don't. He almost said don't. You must say what to do. So, yeah, I was 24, so I was very young. And he was right. And I said, okay, ariko mwumvire. Don't yambwiye zose nzikomera. If you do, uzagaruka nta n'uziga. And of course I didn't. I said, okay. So birafasha ngira ngo connection izi naho ziva. Ntimuzavuge ngo reka nshake connection. Uyibonye nayo kugufasha fine. Ariko nabyo birambye ntabwo ari fish. Don't look for fish. That's a wrong strategy. Look for somebody to mentor you to fish. Don't be umuntu bazahora baha fish. Wa fish zambwira ngisinga ushaka. Teach me how to fish. Umubite rero ndashaka kuroba nangewe. Sishaka isamake irashira yishize ushanaka wenda kana yanagiye. Now ikindi rero education system. Education system, let me be honest with you. If you get a good bachelor's, by institutions, ariko nazo zitoroshye. Don't look for simple things, cheap things. Ariko nganga baroroshye. Uwo muntu arakubeshya. Nakubwira ngo nganga baroroshya, then you are already wrong. You are gone. There is a young lady who simbuga institution agiyemo mu hantu boroshya. Buki ajya start mu hantu nakoze muri Kenya, agezeyo asanga pe ntago yize umuntu, ntago yize atoro. So mushake ahantu mukora bachelors, masters mushaka kwikora ahandi hanze birashoboka. We have many scholarships actually mu Minafet, many mahanga hose. So you come and apply, you do your masters ahandi. Ariko bachelors nge rwose nte n'umwana yakwigira hanga akabanza agakimacyuringa. Then after that you can do your masters ahandi. So for me, education we have for now is okay. Of course, we can make it better. Some of us are trying to make it better, but it's okay. I'm not worried about that.
Miss Rwanda 2022 yatewe inkunga na Africa Improved Foods, Bella Flowers, Forza Gaming, Africa Medical Supply, Hyundai Rwanda, Volcano Express, University of Kigali, La Palisse Nyamata, IUCN, East African Promoters, Meres Petroleum, Rwanda Forensic Laboratory, Makuza Peace Plaza, Copa Telecom, Igihe Limited, Smart Design, Ian Collection, Keza Salon, Bisa Deco, HDI Rwanda, Diamond Smile Dental Clinic, Cylinder, Auto Express Garage, Goodaf, HD Design, Primus. Drink responsibly. RBA, Bank of Kigali, financially transforming lives.